So today is all about mixed media. Here I am at the Mijas Art Centre, this fabulous place in Mijas Pueblo, and we've just done a whole refurbishment. It's looking fantastic. And I gave a mixed media workshop on Friday, and it was really great. There were many people that came, and a lot of them, and you might get this, said that they hadn't painted or they hadn't drawn for a long time, and they didn't even know whether they still could. So the mixed media workshop is a fabulous way to just ease yourself back into creating and painting and drawing, because it's fun. It's like playtime. And I'm going to give you a few demonstrations, so you can always have a little go at home. But my next workshop is on Friday the 31st of March for the day from 10:30 till 4:30. We have a brilliant time. We get really sort of stuck in, make a mess, play, use all kinds of different methods, of some of which I'm going to show you in a minute. And, you know, we all really love to draw and paint. It's something that we just did naturally when we were kids. And it's such a shame that we've let that kind of go, because the benefits of it, it's relaxing, it's stimulating, it gives us something that, you know, we've all forgotten about, and it surprises us. And that was one of the things that came out on Friday so much, that everyone was like, wow, they really didn't realise that they had that in them. So, bear with me, I'm going to go and get prepared, and we'll start the demonstration. Okay, so now we're going to just start by doing some free drawing. And let's see what happens. It's just kind of like loosening up. You know, if you go to the gym or you're starting some exercise, you need to loosen up to start with, especially if you haven't done anything for ages. So all you need is some printing paper, a pencil, and maybe a marker pen and some charcoal. But we'll just start with the pencil for now, okay? So instead of being very tight and precise, we want to loosen up and kind of get into it, feel it. So instead of just using our fingers, we're actually going to use our whole arm and let it just kind of dance around the page. Now you'll notice that when you do this, we haven't got any particular plan, we're just kind of moving and seeing what's happening. Now we've basically got three shapes: squares, circles and triangles, and everything else is basically an extension of that. So you can do as many of these little free drawings as you like, and you might then sort of define certain areas of them that you like. You know, something will occur that you think, oh, that's kind of quite nice. You know, that might turn into some kind of face. You never know what might happen with just free drawing and just kind of having fun and playing and seeing. Okay. Then with a marker pen, you could actually also define some areas that you kind of quite like. Okay. I quite like this. It's rather nice what's happening there. And, you know, you have Picassos in the making, but it's just free drawing. It's just actually allowing yourself to move and play around the paper without any particular idea. And that kind of starts you off. So you can do as many of those as you like, but it's loosening up, it's being creative, and it's actually having a lot of fun. Then what you might do to go on to the next stage is, maybe if you've got some charcoal or a pencil or a crayon, you know, it's quite nice then to experiment with what might happen with this. You can go kind of quite dark, you can go very light, you can smudge it in with your fingers, which is kind of fun. You can make shapes. Just kind of play. What you're doing is just exploring possibilities. And I like to just try out and see, you know, what might happen, what might occur. Strong lines, you know, strong circles, very light. Smudge it in, see what happens. You see, inevitably you're going to come up with something that's interesting. And this is a really, really, really good way to start if you haven't done any drawing or painting for a long time, because it kind of gets you in the flow, it gets you moving. It also moves you from the left side of the brain to the right side of the brain, which is where you want to be when you're creating. We haven't got any judgment and thinking, you know, what's this, what should it be, it ought to be this, it ought to be that. It just is what it is, and it's fun to explore what might happen and what might occur. So these are really, really interesting ways just to begin to start experiencing drawing again if you haven't done it for a long time. But actually I do this myself quite a lot because it keeps me loose on what I'm going to create. It breaks into that thing of it should be this and it should be that. It helps you just loosen up for things to be just as they are. And so I hope that's helpful. And that's kind of stage one. You're drawing and playing around with a bit of charcoal. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to do some things with some paint. And all we're going to really do here is some things with black and white paint. Just again to loosen up. So I'm just going to take some black paint and again just really make some marks. Let's see what we can do just to loosen up before we get into colour. Just want to have a play with some black paint and maybe then some white paint. Again, we're just playing, we're just going to see what's going to happen. Nothing, no plan, it's just possibilities. And to get the feel of the paint again, because if we haven't done this for a while, you know, it's unfamiliar. Now I'm using acrylics. I've kind of watered these down a little so they're not too strong in colour. And just kind of playing to see, you know, how this will work out. Now I can do lots of different things when I'm doing this. I can do some things with my the end of the brush. I'm basically playing. I haven't got a plan, I'm just playing. I'm thinking, okay, nice different tones of grey into black. And then I might wash this out and then go really white on top of it. You know, what will happen? What marks can I make, really? We're really looking at making marks, not having something specific. But you'll notice that then things start evolving as you go, which is always the interesting thing. You know, we naturally can do this. We don't have to actually think about it too much. I always kind of think that we have two ends of the scale, the skill side and the creative side. If we could just come in on the skill side, we start there and things aren't going according to plan. Tendency then is to get kind of a bit despondent and give up. Whereas if we come in on the creative side, we're just experimenting and we're having fun and we're learning as we go. You start developing the skills from a different point of view. And it makes it so much more interesting and you're so much more motivated and excited to do more. So there's just something and nothing, just playing, seeing what happens with the different tones of black and white. So now I'm going to do some other things which are interesting. I've just got again some watered down black with here. Now I'm just going to grab my roller if I can find it. And this is an interesting little thing to play with. It's just a roller, you can get it from any art shop normally. And this is where fun starts. Because what I'm going to do with the roller, I'm going to do a few different things. But it can make it really, really fun. First of all, I've got this board. I use this as my palette, but I can also use it as a printing block with my roller. It's basically a piece of board with a bit of plastic underneath, on top, sorry. And I've just taped it at the back. But it's great for a palette because you can get rid of the paint, and it's great for what I want to do here. So basically, if you just see, I'm just going to roller a bit of paint here. Okay, and just gently put that over there. Now, with the end of my brush, I can draw into this. It becomes really kind of interesting. Then I'm going to get a piece of paper I want to get the white in it, just pull it down here a bit. And I'm going to put this paper over there, and just press it down. And then you'll see what's going to happen. And remember, we're just playing. This is just experimenting and playing. So we've got some kind of interesting thing going on. You know, I might just go over it again. I might do something else in here. And then see what happens. Okay. And go over this again. Let's do it this way this time. So just by doing some very, very simple things, you can have a lot of fun. You see, look at that. And then I might paint into here a bit, see, you know, what might happen. I might put some white paint in here. So I'm just playing, it's just experimenting. Let's see what's going to happen. You know, when you were a child, you just used to play. You didn't have like a, you know, it's got to be like this and it should be like that. It just is, and it's fun. And you know, you just never know what's going to occur after a little time, just playing and seeing different things going on. What I might do now is I might take a bit of this white paint and roller the white paint in, and then I'm going to go into here. See, I'm just having fun, which is the whole point of the exercise. Let's just have fun. And I slid it a bit there so it might go. Let's have a look. Wow. Now you see, have a look at that. What lovely, lovely texture. I love that. And then I'll go in on this side. Let's go here. Then what are we going to do with this? So we've got all these nice things. Look at that. Oh, I think that's really cool. So the next stage, I'm going to show you what you can do with these experiments that you're making from playing. So we've done our drawing. We've done some just painting on the paper, and now we've done some interesting fun things just to play with. Okay? So next stage is what to do with them. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, just started doing it now, is I found different things in here that I like. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it. I'm going to turn it around, maybe you can. I found like a dog's face and a donkey's face in here. And I've cut out other different bits. And how I do this is kind of like just to frame it to see what's going to work. And I might use different colours. You know, I'm just playing, but that's kind of quite fun. So when you kind of start putting a frame around different things, you start seeing different things. So I kind of found that. So basically what I've done here is cut from some of the pieces that I've made. I'm going to still do something with this one, but that kind of went okay in here. So I've stuck that one on. I just got some ordinary glue and just sticking this on, and I'm going to turn that into a little card. So, you know, when you're doing these kind of things, it always surprises you. And obviously we're going to go into a lot more detail in the workshop, but this gives you a nice idea and a starting point just to give you an idea what kind of things you can achieve and the super things that you can take away with you. And I'm going to attach to this video the last pictures that some of the people did from in the last workshop to give you an idea of everybody coming and saying, you know, they can't do this, they've never done it before, and going away with the most amazing pictures. So I'm going to put that on the other way round. I kind of think that one's better. No, maybe not. But this just gives you a little idea of what you can do in a workshop, and it's such fun. It's really absorbing. It's very creative without you kind of having to think about it too much. So there we go. That's kind of like a little project from drawing to putting together something really interesting and fun. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come to the next workshop. Okay, bye for now.